Okay, Dan, so you're now in position as head coach of Ulster Rugby. How pleased are you to get started?
Oh, it's great. Obviously, it's brilliant to be here. Watching it from afar is always difficult. Seeing the guys out on the pitch and not being able to be there is a difficult situation, because ultimately I love coaching, but to be here now is terrific. The fact that I've been involved in this competition, I've been involved in the Irish system, gives me a help, but I also recognise that I'm new to the job. This is my first job as a new head coach, so I think the biggest advantage or the biggest assistance is the fact that there's a great coaching team here. There's a great support staff here who are going to help me and support me through that.
What have you been hearing from the other coaches in terms of how pre-season has been going so far?
Yeah, positive news. It's clearly difficult for them. Just as it was frustrating for me, it was difficult for them in the fact that I wasn't on the ground there. So they've taken a lead, and along with Simon Easterby, who a friend of mine, did a great job, and Dwayne leading the programme on the ground, they've done a great job. But as I say, it's difficult if I'm not there, and there are little bits and pieces that they're not sure about. But I've been really pleased with what I've seen, and there's been a really positive atmosphere that's come out. I can sense that now that I'm here, which has been terrific.
Did you get an opportunity to watch the Gloucester game at the weekend, and if so, what did you make of what you saw?
Of course, I obviously watched the Gloucester game. It was brilliant. I think the first thing to note is what a great day for Chris Henry, rewarded in his testimonial game. A tremendous servant and warrior for the club. I thought it was really touching to be able to see that, see Chris on the pitch in the same game as Aaron Sexton, a 17-year-old, making his debut. A number of debuts there. Chris had a really good game. He was really supportive of the youngsters, and he'll take as much from that as they took from being able to play with him at Kingspan.
The makeup of the coaching team and indeed the playing squad has changed significantly over the summer. Do you see that as a good opportunity and a fresh challenge for you coming in?
I think so. In terms of making great organisations and great teams, cohesion is a massive part of that. Whenever you have change and turnover, like we've had over the last number of months, it's always going to make it difficult. There is going to be a period of time where you spend rebuilding that cohesion. But I think that ultimately there are tremendous opportunities within that. So for individuals to shine, burst through, show what they can do within a new environment, fantastic. Yeah, and that is a great opportunity.
After a year coaching at international level, are you looking forward to getting back into club rugby and the week-on-week challenges that it brings?
Definitely, I'm here. I'm stood in my boots. Okay, I've got my whistle around my neck. Ultimately, I love the coaching. I trained as a teacher. That's what I love to do. Is working with guys with really ambitious young men in that developmental process. I hugely enjoy my time with the international team in Scotland. There are elements to international coaching that are really, really special. Time for learning, time for personal development, and also right at the top end. But I love being out on the grass as well. So that's going to be brilliant.
So it's obviously only your second day in the job, but based on observations you've made so far, is there anything that you've identified as a key priority?
I think it's a little early to go on specifics. I'm going to spend a little bit of time looking, watching the coaching, watching the playing, soaking in the environment before we make any decisions on what are the priorities. I think coming into it, for me there is one non-negotiable, and that is the fact that we're going to fight for every inch. When we get out on the park, we've got to demonstrate that. As a team, we're going to coach as if we're fighting for every inch, and when we get on the pitch, we're going to play as if we're fighting for every inch.
And finally, Dan, what is your vision of what you would like to achieve with this Ulster team?
Yeah, I think that this is a province with a hugely successful legacy, and a very significant place within its community. I like this generation of players, this generation of support staff, to be able to write their own part to that legacy, a successful part to that legacy, and then share that, be able to share that with our loved ones, be able to share that with the wider Ulster family, the fans. But at the moment, it is definitely one step at a time. As I was speaking about earlier, it's a time of significant change. There's plenty of people who've moved in, who've moved out, so it's very important that we are where our feet are. So we will take, as I say, we'll take one step at a time, not look too far ahead, but hopefully at some point we'll be able to look up and see that bright future.